Hey, hey! Welcome to another episode of Midnight Quest, where tonight we will be concluding our hero's initial journey to becoming worthy opponents of the evil Dread Lord Zargon. Tonight we are going to be playing the final quest in our first book, The Coming Storm, but don't worry, because that is only the first book out of 14, which means on tomorrow night's stream we are going to be starting book number 2. Hey Bohemius, hey Justin Pollitt, good to see you guys both already here for the final quest of the first book. Tonight we are going to be following a group of heroes back to the fortress of Barak Tor, set into the southern peaks of the Black Mountains in the southeastern quadrant of our map. The heroes, now armed with the legendary Spirit Blade, are headed there to take out the Witch Lord, who is one of Zargon's most feared lieutenants. Definitely somebody that the heroes cannot allow to just walk around doing whatever he wants. So we are going in there to take that guy out. As always, if you're hanging out in the stream tonight, don't be afraid to throw something in the chat so I know you're there, just like Justin Pollitt and Bohemius have done. We always have some fantastic conversations on stream, and I'm looking forward to getting into those tonight, as always. If you have any suggestions or questions about lore or questions about game mechanics, or just want to chat about anything at all, definitely throw something in there, and looking forward to having some fun in the chat while we're playing. Oh, and Savannah's here too. Whoop whoop indeed. Yes. If you want to catch up on the story so far, don't forget that you can catch all previous episodes of Midnight Quest, including quests, painting streams, and daily shorts over on the Midnight Quest YouTube channel. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our followers and subscribers so far. We have been steadily growing little by little, and we appreciate that so much. Thank you guys seriously for choosing to support this. If you are watching this, whether it's live or not, and you haven't yet followed us on Twitch or subscribed to us on YouTube, please consider doing so. We really, really appreciate it, and it helps a lot. We are down here streaming Friday nights, Saturday nights, Monday nights, and Tuesday nights. Those are all quest nights, and then Sunday nights and Wednesday nights are painting nights, which means we're down here doing this just about every day of the week and weekend. So come hang out with us and play some Hero Quest. That's the most important thing. We've got a little bit of quest setup to do before we get started. Ooh, Bohemia says, I don't know which mini I should paint tonight. Any suggestions? Ooh, that's good. That's definitely a good question. Bohemians, have you done the Frozen Horror yet? Or do you have that? Because that would be, I mean, that's probably a multiple quest paint job, right? I mean, look at this guy. That is one big dude that you would not want to run into, but I'm looking forward to seeing Savannah paint this one, and I'd definitely be interested in seeing what you do with it too. That's a good one. That might be a little too big to take on. Oh, and Savannah has suggested one of the big spiders. Yeah, that's a good thing too. So the Jungles of Delthrak expansion comes with these big scary dudes here. Yeah, there we go. So paint some of those guys up. I've got the minis and we've got them down here for real. All right, so we need to start tonight out by doing our random hero selection as always. Let's go ahead and bring the camera over here so we can do that. Now we have one hero tonight that needs to go on this quest, and that is Gramina. Because by some crazy joke, in let's see, what is tonight? Tonight's Monday, so Saturday night's quest, Gramina was somehow the hero that it made the most sense to give the Spirit Blade to, and I don't know how that happened, but that does mean that she has to go tonight. She's got to be the one to deal the killing blow to the Witch Lord. Which is something. So we have these Beatles cards here that allow us to pick 4 heroes out of the 11 possible ones. These cards line up to a character randomizer sheet on the wall behind me so that we know what heroes. I do know for sure that Gramina's card is one of these top 4. In fact, we can just get rid of this 5th one. That one, whoever that is guaranteed to go on tomorrow night's quest. Gramina is one of these, I just don't know which one. Let's see. Our first hero tonight is the 4 of Hearts, which is Thraken the Barbarian. Where's he at? Here he is. One of the only heroes we have left not yet painted. He's primed and dry brushed, but not painted yet. That's coming soon. Next we have the 9 of Diamonds, which is Paya the Monk. We actually haven't seen her on a quest for a little while, so it'll be nice to be using her. Seemed like she was going on like every quest there for a little while, and now we haven't seen her for a second. Next is the Jack of Diamonds. I think that's Gramina. Yes, it is. Good. Third feels right for a dwarf. Gramina the Dwarven Explorer, and also wielder of the legendary Spirit Blade, must be the one to deal, well, all damage. I was going to say not just the killing blow. Gramina's the only one who can harm the Witch Lord at all. And finally, the Ace of Diamonds, which is Treyas the Wizard. Fairly recently painted. I believe this will be his first quest as a painted hero. So that'll be exciting. That's a pretty good lineup, if I'm being honest. We've got some magic, we've got some strength, we've got whatever it is Gramina brings to the table. We've got lots of good stuff tonight. I'm betting that card that we left is Ragnar. I'm betting Ragnar is going to be one of the first ones. All right, let's get some character sheets rolling. Bohemia says he's going for the Frozen Horror, but just because I'm painting the 90s version, I haven't touched the Avalon Hill minis yet. Oh, yeah. I don't blame you there. Yeah, the Milton Bradley Frozen Horror was much smaller. Oh, yeah. I actually don't have one of the original Frozen Horrors. I recently got my hands on a Milton Bradley Mage of the Mirror. Somebody in my hometown had one, which was crazy. But I've never gotten a Milton Bradley Frozen Horror before. That would be neat to have. Here's our character sheets. I also forgot to get our character cards out, which I seem to forget just about every time. There's Gramina. Of course, she'd be near the top. There's Paya. Savannah says Gramina brings everything to the table, and Justin says Gramina brings the table. Yes. Oh, I love the chat support for Gramina. Every time I claim I'm going to stop making fun of her, I don't. Okay, there's Treyas, and there's Thraken. Okay. But we're going to need spells, so I'm going to get those out of the way here for just for now. Okay, for character sheets, we've got Gramina here. There's Paya, the monk. Treyas, the wizard. And Thraken the Bold. I'd love to show, now I don't think I can show this on stream because it would show the guy's name and address and all that stuff, and that's not good. But what I recently bought from somebody just here in my hometown was this was all Milton Bradley. The base set, Keller's Keep, Return of the Witch Lord, and Mage of the Mirror were all just, this guy just had them in his basement for years and hadn't touched them. He said he played them a whole bunch back when they were new, but hadn't touched them for years. And we got it for, I think it was $200 or maybe $220. All of it, and it was all in good shape, and the only thing that was missing out of all of it was the box for the base set, which I already have 4 of those, so I didn't need another box. But in that is an order form from the original stuff. So this you could order the game system or any of the expansions. And now, obviously, Against the Ogre Horde and Wizards of Morcar were not on there because I think those were EU exclusive. But seeing the prices of those is insane. I mean, we're talking Mage of the Mirror and Frozen Horror. I think we're only selling for $15.99 or something like that. And the guy that I bought this from had filled out the order form for Frozen Horror, but had never sent it in. What a crazy find that would have been if he'd managed to get everything. It was already a crazy find that I jumped on, even though it was a little bit of a stretch money-wise for us, just because Mage of the Mirror was in it. Bohemia says, I also love the big spider. I've got to 3D print a 90s version of it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we've got our character sheets. Let's get people's items. So Thraken has a toolkit, which is good to know. Oh, we've got trap disarming for days. Everybody but Paya can disarm traps in this quest. Paya doesn't have any items. Gramina has a heroic brew. That should come in handy against the Witch Lord. She's got the Spirit Blade, but there's no reason to give her that card. I know what it does. Atreus has got a Potion of Strength, and he's also got Orc's Bane. That's right. So we were just having him hold on to Orc's Bane because nobody really needed it right at the moment. So we'll give him that Potion of Strength, though. Okay, how about spells and skills? So Paya gets her monk skills. Now, I still haven't come up with a really good way to explain how these monk skills work. Honestly, it just works to wait until she uses them and explain them if we need them. She essentially has 4 different elements. It's the avatar elements. So water, air, fire, and earth. And each element has 2 cards associated with it, and if she uses one, it takes out both cards for that element. She can't use the element of fire unless she's used up everything else, but she can meditate, which is essentially giving up her turn to get everything back. And she can do that pretty much at any point. So handy stuff. I think we did do that with her in the last quest she was in. She meditated and got all her stuff back. Gramina gets the Explorer skills. Now these will cover because these are static skills that are just in play all the time. So this is not something that she has to choose to use. It's just constantly in effect. Her Coin Hunter means that if she searches for treasure and finds coins, she'll find an extra 25 coins. Danger Sense means if she searches for treasure and it's a trap, we can discard that card and draw again once per search. And Trapsmith means that once per turn, if she is standing adjacent to a trap, I have to tell her about it, which means she's kind of the only character who can get away with not searching for traps in an area and still probably not step on one. Okay, and then Atreus, of course, gets spells. Now he is the only one in this quest who's going to get spells, but let's go ahead and take care of that. Now, he did build some of his skill set stuff recently, so he is carrying 9 spells into this quest instead of 8, and he gets to pick one of them by name, and the rest of them are going to be random. Here's our big pile of spells. This is 6 copies apiece of each of the 12 spells that come in regular Hero Quest. Now, Hero Quest normal rules would have him basically pick elements, and he would get, generally speaking, the same 12 cards every time he went into a quest, or sorry, the same 9 cards every time he went into a quest. But we have decided to randomize that just to shake things up a little bit. Means you can get doubles of spells, means you can get a whole bunch of useful stuff, or you can get a whole bunch of useless junk. And it really has a big effect on how the heroes are able to affect what's going on in the quest. Let's definitely hope he gets some healing, because we have no potions of healing going into this quest. So I'd say his pick one needs to be healing, and we're going to have to hope that he pulls some healing out of the random stuff too. Justin says, if you search a room for traps and a chest is trapped, does that get revealed, and can you disarm? Yes. Yes. I'm pretty sure the real rules have that too. I don't think that's something I've changed. If you search a room for traps and there's a chest in there and it's trapped, you will be told the chest is trapped and you can disarm it just like you would disarm a regular trap. But if you fail, it triggers whatever would be there, which is usually worse than a regular trap. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get him a healing spell out of here, out of this first pile. Here's a heal body. So this is going to be his pick one spell, is this heal body right here, which heals 4 lost body points. And then he needs 8 more random ones. We're going to use regular cards to determine which those are. So the suit will tell us the pile, and the number will tell us the card. So this is pile 4, card 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Water of Healing, good. That's kind of a crazy poll, considering I was just talking about how I hope he gets healing spells. Next we have pile 3, card 2. 1 and 2. Rock Skin temporarily boosts his defense. That could come in handy. We've got pile 4, card 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Another Rock Skin. So hopefully he can help cast on somebody else. We've got pile 3, card 4. We're just going for these lower piles here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Genie is one of the stronger offensive spells. That will definitely come in handy. Although it will not hurt the Witch Lord. Only the Spirit Blade can do that. Okay. Pile 4, card 1 is another Water of Healing. Okay, he is getting so lucky with his loadout right now. This is kind of insane. Pile 3, card 1 Tempest means he can make a monster miss its turn. There we go. Pile 2, card 10. Finally, we got something different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is sleep. Does pretty much what it sounds like. Puts a monster to sleep until it breaks the spell. And his last spell for tonight is pile number 1, card number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is another Water of Healing. Okay, that is a absolutely insane loadout for him to get. That was nothing but good stuff right there, which is good, because this is, being the kind of finale of the book, not an easy quest. Okay. Gosh, yeah, we're just going to kind of put this stuff in a random order. I try to put them in an order that I kind of think I'll use them, so that I'm not drawing out of the middle of the pile, but I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen here. So we'll just kind of, I'll just put them in whatever order they land in. All right, just make sure real quick that we don't need anything else. We probably should count the number of skill set points. We shouldn't be activating the second level of our difficulty scale sharp, but let's just see how close we are. So let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42 total points between this set of heroes, which is the upper part of level 1 difficulty. So when we get a total of 50 skill set points between whatever 4 heroes we're taking, that's when we enter level 2. And even level 2 isn't much different, it's just boss monsters get a little stronger. But that's the level 2 is very small. When we enter level 3, which is 70 total skill set points, now all the monsters have an extra body point, and we start scaling stuff up like that. Lots of extra stuff there. Justin says if I could cast sleep, I'd just use it on myself. Yeah, I bet. I bet. You got to be running on fumes by now, man. All right, so we'll go ahead and get the character cards put down so that I remember the turn order. And let's read the quest text and get into this. Now keep in mind, of course, I've mentioned this a few times, and regular viewers probably know this anyway, I have homebrewed the heck out of this game. So this is just about a different game. And I've also changed bits of storyline. So anything that we're hearing right now may not be the quest you're used to. If you know this quest, if you're familiar with the first quest book, we're also going to be reading the conclusion tonight after we finish the conclusion to the book. And I've changed some stuff. So just so everybody's prepared, if it's not the text you're used to, you know why. This is Quest 14, Return to Barak Tor. Now that you have the Spirit Blade, you must return to Barak Tor and defeat the Witch Lord. The Emperor has ridden forth to meet a gathering army of Zargon's monsters at Blackfire Pass to the east. If you fail, the Witch Lord will lead his army of undead and attack the Emperor's forces from behind. Then nothing will remain to prevent Zargon from overtaking the land. Short, sweet, straight to the point. Go back to the place. Get rid of the dude. All right, we are starting tonight. Again, I need to pay attention to where the stairs are. We actually need this camera in the corner blue room. This is the same place we started last time we were here. However, the layout has changed a little bit. So we've got our stairs here. And we've got our door here. And we've got our 4 heroes. Thraken the Barbarian, Paya Solindre the Monk, Gromina the Dwarven Explorer, and Treus the Wizard. Ready to go. Gonna grab a drink before we really get started. Didn't look at the armory, I probably should have, but I think we've got a pretty good loadout going into this. Paya's got a little bit weak defense, but she can't really take any armor anyway, so it doesn't matter. She's got to build that combat skill set. Okay, Thraken, on the first turn. Oh, what do we got? Justin says, the Witch Lord just chills at home while you gather the items you need to beat him. Yeah, that's exactly right. You wake up, or he wakes up, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta go get the thing that can kill you. And he's like, yeah, fair enough. Okay, Thraken. Search for traps, search for secret doors, search for treasure, or leave. He's going for traps right off the bat. There are no traps in this room. Second action, secret doors, treasure, or leave. He's going for leave. Just in case anybody happens to be watching that doesn't know this already, you can direct your attention to the bottom left of the screen where you can see a dice cam so that you can help keep me on track. Oh my gosh, speaking of keeping me on track, Bohemius, thank you. He has reminded me that I did not start the music. Definitely thank you. There, it should be started now. Oh man, I'd have been so mad. I've only forgot that one other time. There is one episode, I don't remember which one, that just doesn't have the background music in it because I just forgot. So thanks for keeping that. Savannah says he's just waiting in line to use the bathroom. Yeah. That's not the Witch Lord in that screen, that's Zargon, but it would be funny to add him in there at some point. Just in case any of you are wondering what she's talking about, we have a special screen that we can use here if I need to go to the bathroom or if Savannah needs to go to the bathroom that we can switch to. And here, I'll show you guys just real quick, just because it's hilarious. I've forgotten. Now that I hit logic, here we go. Absolutely hilarious. That took a long time to make. I traced every element of that off of something and then made adjustments. Like Zargon standing there looking at his watch, the bit of toilet paper hanging off his staff, all just, yeah, great. I love it. Just says the Witch Lord just binged all your music projects while the heroes were gone. Yeah, he'd still be sitting there, that's for sure. There's a lot, several hours of stuff to listen to. Okay, Thraken rolled to move and only got 2. So he's definitely not doing very much here. However, the heroes can exit the stairs on any square they want that are adjacent to the stairs. So he can actually just go 1 and then open the door. Out in the hallway, we have a wall here. Another wall. Zoom out here just a little bit. All the way up in the corner. And also, a couple of monsters we need to put down. There is a skeleton almost right outside the door. So we got a skeleton like right there, right outside the door. There's another skeleton, not technically in this hallway, but we're gonna be activating him pretty quickly. So skeleton standing there. And then almost at the end of the hallway, there is a skeleton archer. Way up here, who is guarding a door. Okay, now Thraken does not have an action to actually attack that skeleton. Is he gonna walk out into that space anyway? No, he is not. Okay, so he doesn't have an action to search this hallway for traps, but if he did, he would. So we are now at Paya, the monk. Search for secret doors, search for traps. Nope, sorry, secret doors, treasure, or go fight that skeleton. She's gonna go secret doors in the blue room, and there are none. Second action, treasure or go fight the skeleton. Well, treasure or move, I should say. She's not gonna have an action to do both. Yeah, she's gonna do treasure. That's definitely the smarter of the actions there. Let's see what Paya finds. She found a heroic brew and took home all the winnings. That is, as always, going to come in handy. That will allow her to make 2 attacks as 1 action on a turn if she wants to. And that is it for her. So let's get to Grimina. There's nothing left to do but move out there and fight that skeleton. And she will have an easier time doing that because she has the Spirit Blade. So 1 and 2 puts her right there in the hallway. Now the Spirit Blade is a special broadsword that allows heroes to attack with 4 dice if they're attacking undead monsters, or 3 dice if they're attacking anything else. Does this indicate what it glows? No. It kind of implies that it glows, but it doesn't say a color. It does say it has an eerie handle of carved bone. That's pretty creepy. Savannah says, you didn't think about that, did you? And Justin says, took home all the winnings. After all, who's gonna argue? Exactly. Exactly. Okay, Gramina. She is attacking this skeleton with 4 dice. And misses. No, Gramina, don't start this already. Come on. You've got to fight the boss of the book, Gramina. You got to land hits. Sheesh. Okay, Treyas. What can Treyas do here? Treyas the wizard is hanging out back here, and I mean, maybe if he went into the corner space, he'd be able to see that skeleton well enough to shoot at it. Oh boy. That's something. That's really something. Let's see. So we move him 1, 2, and we don't need to roll for that. We know we're guaranteed at least a 2. Yeah, line of sight says that we can see that skeleton there. Let's do that. Dreas fires a blast of energy from his wand and hits the skeleton with a critical hit of 2, which the skeleton does not defend, leaving Gramina to think she did that all by herself. Savannah says she didn't expect that skeleton to be there and she is short. Yeah, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt there. Okay, monster's turn. We've got these 2 skeleton monsters. Now you guys can only see one on camera right now. I'm pretty sure these guys move 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, make sure that I'm right before we do it. 6, yes, and the archers also move 6. So this skeleton is probably not going to make it all the way down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really close. Let's see if this skeleton can make it close enough to fire at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 puts him just on camera. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we are literally 1 square away from that skeleton being able to fire at Gramina. Well, it should set him up for the next turn though, because they'll have to come out there. Draken the Barbarian, standing right here, looking out into the hallway. Now he intentionally stopped there because this hallway had not been searched, so we're going to start his turn with a trap search for that hallway, and from Gramina's location all the way up to the wall that is no longer on camera, all the way at the other end of the hallway, there are no traps. So with his second action, secret doors, or are we moving out onto that square? He's also going to do the secret door search. No secret doors either. Paya! Now she can actually move. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. She can get right up here in this skeleton's face. What's she swinging nowadays? 2. So she's only got 2 attack and 2 defense. So she's a little bit weak, but as long as she actually builds her combat, she's not going to stay weak for long. Paya throws a fist at the skeleton, hitting it with a critical hit of 2. It blocks 1, but not the other. Savannah says, technically, he is on a grate, and I think it should give way and drop him out of sight. Yeah, there you go. That's true. All right, Gramina. Can we get up there to that skeleton to try and attack it? Now, she does have long range if she can't get all the way up there, but I think she's going to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Second try. Second try is always the charm. Gramina swings the Spirit Blade at the Skeleton Archer, hitting it with a 1. I mean, that's not a miss. The Archer doesn't defend. Okay, okay. She's getting it. She's figuring it out. It's a little disappointing that guy didn't get a shot off, but that's okay. Now, she can also see down this hallway right here. So let me adjust the camera here, and we can talk about what's in that hallway that she is now seeing. She can see a couple of doors. So we've got a big split path on this quest. So she can see a door here into the tiny room. She can also see a door leading into the central room. Like I said, the layout of this has changed a little bit since the last time we were here, which must be magical because they did not have enough time to build a bunch of different stuff. Savannah says, took him out at the knee bones. Yes. At least it worked this time. That's the important part. Okay, now Gramina moved and attacked, so she can't do anything else, but we know a little bit about what is coming. That leads us to Treyas, who is down here in the corner. Now would be a good time to cast Rock Skin on some people. Paya has lower defense than everybody else in the quests, so I'd say she would be a good target for that. So we'll give him the option. Is he just going to move, or is he going to cast Rock Skin on somebody? He is going to cast Rock Skin. I'd say either himself or Paya are, and he's got 2 of these, so he could do both, but not at once, right? Yes, that is correct. I was making sure he didn't have the Wand of Magic. He does not. So is it going to be on himself or on Paya? It's going to be on Paya. Okay, that's, again, strategically smart move. So Atreus is going to cast Rock Skin on Paya. The spell may be cast on any hero in your line of sight, including yourself. That hero may use 1 extra defense dice when being attacked. The spell is broken when the hero suffers 1 point of damage. So that's going to put her up to 3 defense dice, which is a little bit better. Justin says, Witch Lord decides to redecorate and clean up knowing he was going to have company. That's right. What he should have done is just walled off the room with the stairs. I mean, that would have, unless somebody's got passed through rock, and nobody did this time, that would have just solved the problem right there. Atreus can move with his other action. Let's get him moving up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good, this would be the monster's turn, but we actually do not have any monsters on the board. I'm going to take my jacket off real quick. I should have done that while we had the Be Right Back screen up. There we go. Savannah says he's just so lonely and looking for new companions. Yes, that's what he did. Yeah, he doesn't even think they're coming to kill him because they didn't hit him last time because they couldn't, but maybe he doesn't know that. He's just like, man, those guys were cool. I wish they'd come back and hang out. Been stuck in here with all these skeletons and zombies and stuff. None of them can talk. It's so boring. Thraken, let's get him moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he can't take his 7th move because Gramina is in the way. Means he doesn't have anything he can do with his second action. And that brings us to Paya. Let's see what Paya is doing. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've got a couple ideas. Is she going to continue up that way or turn and go down this way? We are going to have her turn. Now she does not know if any of these squares are trapped, so is she going to search before she walks? No, she is not. Luckily no traps on that square, but now that she's here, she might as well use her second action to search for either traps or secret doors, and it's going to be traps. So from where she is standing to the door leading into the central room, right here, no traps. Savannah says he only moved 1 square at a time because he didn't want to spook them, you know, because he's dead and stuff. Justin says hard to have good conversations with zombies and skeletons. This is true. The Witch Lord's like, man, if Gary the zombie tells that joke about one more time, I'm gonna lose it. What do we got here? Gramina. Now, which direction is she going? She is actually going to continue moving down the main hallway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And rather frustratingly, we've moved her off camera. She is 1 square from the door, so she can't open it. All right, Atreus the Wizard, which direction is he going? He's not moving very fast regardless. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and he's going to go down there with Paya, which means we'll have Thraken go with Gramina. But this also means with his second action, because he can't move that last space, Paya's in the way, he can search that area for secret doors, and there are none, but now they know. Still no monsters on the board. We are back to Thraken. And like I said, we're going to have him go up there with Gramina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not quite to the door. She just fell a little short on her movement. Yeah, she did. Okay, Paya, heading down the hallway. We're going to have to implement our 2 different cameras. Oh, she's got plenty of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're off that camera. Can we get her on this camera? Yeah, plenty good. Okay, she is going to open this door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that's what I thought. I am so bad at remembering movement. She opens this door, discovers another door, and 2 skeletons. This place is full of undead. Is she going to search for traps or run in there and start attacking? She's going to search for traps. And there are no traps in that room. Okay, that takes us back over to Grimina. Let's get a little closer to the action now that we don't have to have everybody on camera. She's going to open that door. All right. 1. I'm guessing Blind Loyalty must be playing because Savannah's chanting blind over and over. Grimina opens the door and discovers another door. Also, a deep skeleton and a deep mummy. That's a little bit of an uh-oh. Good thing she's got Thraken coming. Deep skeleton and... Where's the deep mummies? Here they are. Oh gosh. Okay. Just when I think surely at this point we've seen most of my embarrassing young paint jobs, we run into another one. This mummy is yellow. It doesn't really show up on the camera very well. He's very yellow, but he's got a black face and a black hand. Now, there are 3 mummies that are like different colors but have the black face, black hand combo, because when I was young I thought they were special mummies and they had spells and stuff, and very glad to see those 3 paint jobs go when Savannah gets to the mummies. Either way, we have a deep skeleton and a deep mummy in this room. Yeah, Savannah says he was fishing through the latrine for his wrappings. Yeah, clearly. Let's see if Grimina can get rid of this deep skeleton in one go. Now, deep monsters are slow, but they attack really hard. So the defense on this guy is going to be just like normal. Grimina swings the Spirit Blade, hitting the skeleton with a 1. And it does not defend. That's odd. That's, of the 3 times she's attacked, the 2 where she actually hit, she got 3 white shields and a skull both times. It's kind of odd. Okay, that's going to be it for her turn. That takes us to Atreus the Wizard, who is actually on camera here still, but he's about to move into the other camera. Moving not very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, so not close enough to help Paya at the moment, but he is getting there. No other searching can be done in that hallway, so it is the monster's turn. Let's go ahead and take care of these skeletons while we're pointing at them. This skeleton is going to move up here. Now, this is just a regular skeleton. He swings a scythe at Paya, hitting her with 1. Now, let's not forget she has got rock skin right at the moment. And she blocks, but just barely. That was close. She would have lost that rock skin on the very first hit. And up on our other camera, we have a deep mummy. Now, can the deep mummy move 2 squares? Surely it can. Yes. But that is it. 1, 2. The deep mummy takes a swing at Grimina and hits her with 3. Ouch. Now, being a dwarf, she's got pretty good defense. Yeah. And she blocks 1. Takes 2 of those hits, bringing her down to 8 body points. All right, Grimina, don't mess around here. You got to be around to get rid of that. Get rid of the guy. If she were to fall, Thraken's got to pick up the Spirit Blade because Atreus and Paya can't have it. That's a little bit of a scary thought. Okay, speaking of Thraken, it is his turn, so let's get him moving up there to help with that deep mummy. I believe he's got a bow he can use. 1, 2. He's got a bow, right? Yes, he does. He has a short bow. Thraken puts an arrow in his bow and fires at the mummy, hitting it with a 2. And the mummy defends both. Look at that. Isn't that wild? Never in a million years thought that's what was going to happen. I figured either it wouldn't defend at all or it would only defend 1. It defended both. Let's hope Grimina gets a little bit better luck. Okay, back over here, we have Paya, who can hopefully clear the way through this skeleton. She swings her fist at the skeleton, but misses. That's no good, Paya. Okay, other action, she can search for secret doors in that room, and there are none. Okay, back up here, Gramina is hopefully going to one-shot this deep mummy. Let's watch it happen. Gramina swings the spirit blade at the deep mummy, hitting it with a 3. I swear if this mummy gets 3 black shields. It didn't defend a single one. Go Gramina! Knocks that deep mummy right on its butt. It is out of there. And that's why she's the greatest hero, am I right? That's her character arc. She goes from being the one that gets made fun of, that misses all the time and takes all the damage, to the only effective hero out of the whole group. Okay, then that takes us to... No, wait, she has another action. I almost forgot. What's she gonna do? Because she has a few things she could do. Search that room for traps, search that room for secret doors, or move into that room for the purpose of either leaving it or searching for treasure on the following turn. She is doing that last one. So she's just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Luckily none of those squares are trapped, and we'll leave her there. Savannah says, Gramina, the greatest explorer of all time. Yes. I really hope she survives to the end. That's gonna be fantastic. We don't have heroes die all that often, so I think there's a good chance of that. Now we can go to Atreus. Atreus over here, who's just pretty much just gonna go 1, so that he can also help with these monsters. Atreus sends a blast of energy from his oak wand at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. The skeleton blocks the attack. This skeleton is not messing around down here. He does not care one bit. Who would have thought 2 heroes would have trouble with the skeleton? Okay, yes, he moved and attacked. Okay, I was going to say he's got that other rock skin spell that he could throw on himself, but it's not necessary right at the moment. Monster's turn. All we've got is this skeleton right here, so let's do that. The skeleton swings its scythe at Paya, hitting her with a 1. All right, she's got rock skin. And she blocks. Excellent. This takes us back to Thraken the Barbarian, who is up by the other room there. Let's see what he's going to do. First off, he's got to move at least a little bit. 1, is he going to stop and search this room for traps? Yes, he is. There are no traps in that room. Not much of a turn, but at least they know there's no traps. Catch him back up with Paya. See if she can get rid of the skeleton this time. She swings a fist at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. Which it does not block. Finally, she gets rid of it. Alright, yeah, all the searching has been done in there, so there's really no reason she shouldn't go ahead and move in here. Back up here, Gramina. What are we going to do in this room, Gramina? We got just traps search. So secret doors, treasure, or leave. She's going to go treasure. That's odd of her not to do her secret door search. Let's see what she finds. A potion of warmth. Now, we've covered this a couple of times, but just in case somebody's watching this that has not watched before, the potion of warmth is something that comes in handy way later. We're talking like book 8 out of 14, so way later. Now this would heal 1 body point if she went ahead and drank it. So there's a emergency use for this, but if we don't end up needing that emergency use, she can sell this at the end of the quest for 75 coins, and it'll go back into the treasure discard pile, which means they'll keep drawing them until they become relevant. And until they become relevant, they're just like some extra gold, basically. Second action for Gramina, secret doors or leave. She's leaving. She's turning over a new leaf. She's no longer interested in secret doors. She's interested in killing all the undead creatures. 1. Opening the door. Up in this new hallway, we have the wall that we already know about there in the corner. An additional wall right here. Hopefully that's on camera. Yes, it is. And another door right beside that wall. Is she going to stop her movement here because she doesn't know about traps yet? No, she is not. She's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Luckily, no traps in that hallway. She's opening the door into the red room, where we find another door. And a mummy. Regular mummy this time, but still a threat. And luckily, this one was left totally normal and unpainted by a much younger me. Hey, we got our first spam chat of the night. That is the same link I keep seeing in here, so it must be a good one. If you're finding your computer devoid of viruses and you've been looking for a good one, I bet that link would help you out. Gramina, what are we doing? Are we stopping here? Yes, she's gonna stop there. Now, she doesn't have the action to search for traps, but she's stopping there. Back down over here, we have Treyas the Wizard, who can now get in there. Now, does it benefit him to be close range? It sure does not. So I think what we'll do is we'll stop here, and we'll go ahead and have him fire at the skeleton like that. Treyas sends a blast of energy from his oak wand, but misses the skeleton. Yeah, see, now that's maybe where I should have looked at the armory. I have actually included a stronger wand that the wand-bearing heroes can buy that gives them 3 long-range dice. We maybe should have got him one of those before we started. Oops, that's on me for not paying close enough attention. Okay, monster's turn. We got a couple of things going on. Skeleton first. The skeleton swings its scythe at Paya, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. She attempts to defend and only blocks 1. She takes a hit, bringing her down to 9 body points, and also that means that we broke the rock skin spell. That can go in the pile. In the other part of the map, we also have this mummy, 1-2, which is going to attack Gramina. The mummy swings its fist at the dwarf, hitting her with a 2. She manages to block the attack. All right, she's doing good. She had a rough start, but she's doing good now. Okay, Thraken the Barbarian is also up here on camera. It is his turn, and we need to determine what he is doing in that room. So we know he's going to go through it. Now, is he the only one who's going to go through this? Yes, almost definitely he will be the last hero passing through this room. So 1, 2, and 3, we're going to stop him there and force a secret door search. There are no secret doors, but we always want all the rooms to be searched. Okay, we need to go to Paya. Here she is, right here in the corner, fighting that skeleton. Let's see if she can get rid of it. Paya throws a fist at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. It does not block. Nice. Cleaning up. Okay, what is her other action? Is she going to search for treasure or move? She's going to do the treasure search. Let's see what she finds. A wandering monster. Oh, that's not good. It's the final quest. What's it going to be? A mummy. Ooh. Could be worse. Still not fun. The wandering monster in this quest is a mummy, meaning it pops out of nowhere and immediately swings a bandaged fist at Paya, hitting her with a 2. Which she does not block. Ouch, this brings her down to 7 body points. Ooh, not fun. All right, back up here on the other side of the map, we are now at Gramina fighting her own mummy. Gramina swings the spirit blade at the mummy, hitting it with a 2. Is she gonna one-shot another one of these guys? Oh, so close. It blocked 1, which means it took a damage, but it's still alive. What else can she do? She can search that room for traps or secret doors. There's the secret door search. You always know Gramina is going to search for secret doors. None in that room. Coming back down here for Treyas the Wizard. Hopefully he can help out here. Now this is a little bit more of a difficult monster, but I don't know that the Genie spell... Genie is kind of his only offensive thing, and I don't know if we want to use it here. Because they do know this is the finale, so that Genie is probably best saved for something else. Yeah, let's go ahead and have him fire. We'll just leave him where he's standing. Atreus fires a blast of energy from his oak wand, hitting that mummy with a 1. It blocks the attack. Okay, now Atreus has another action. All of the searching is done, especially considering this is a fairly dangerous monster. I do think that his second rock skin spell would be a smart cast on Paya, even though she just lost one. Again, she only has 2 defense dice unless we do this. So Atreus is going to, for the second time, cast rock skin on Paya, just to give her a little bit of a boost. Okay, monster's turn. This is a weird thing, and we've talked about it every time it's happened so far, but we're going to talk about it again just so that people don't think I forgot. This mummy has already attacked on this turn cycle, so it is not going to attack again. However, if it survives to the next monster's turn, it will attack there. We do still have a monster to do, though, because up here we've got a mummy attacking Grimina. That mummy throws a bandaged fist at Grimina, hitting her with a 1. And we had a dice not land right, but either way she blocked the attack. Awesome. Back to Thraken the Barbarian, who's up there in the wooden room. That wooden room has been tapped out. All the searches have been done. Let's get him moving. 2, 3, 4. Now he can help with the mummy as well. Thraken sets an arrow in his bow and fires at the mummy, hitting it with a 2. The mummy blocks 1 but takes the other, which means it is dead. Out we go. Teamwork. Jack Black would be very proud to see it. Okay, back down here, we are at Paya. We need to get rid of this mummy before it attacks again. Let's see if she can take it out. I don't know that this is a good place for Strength of the Mountain. She does have a way to give herself a little bit of a boost in attack. But again, they know this is the finale, and she could get it back if she used it, but it's still a little bit of a risk. So let's wait until we're in more dire straits. She swings a fist at the mummy, hitting it with a critical hit of 2. It does not block. That's good. That would have been wasted if we had used that. She actually took that guy out. And that room is now also no searches left. So let's get her moving out of there. 1, 2. We're going to have her go ahead and open this room. In this new room, she finds yet another door and a deep skeleton. Here we go. Guarding the door. Okay, now she doesn't have actions to do anything about this, but is she going to go ahead and move in there? Yes, she is. Okay. Luckily, that square is not trapped. Back up at the top, we have Grimina, and she does not know if that room is trapped. Is she going to search before she walks in there? No, she's not. She has been very unconcerned about traps this quest, but as I mentioned at the beginning, that's the best character class for that, honestly, because I have to tell her if she's adjacent to a trap once a turn. So she's not very likely to step on one. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to at least pause her right there to see, is she going to stop here to search for traps or treasure? Actually, we've already asked her if she wants to search for traps, and the answer was no. So, treasure, or is she just going to go up to that door and open it? She is going to stop there and do treasure. Let's see what she finds. Grimina finds another heroic brew. I guess we're hitting the spot where all of those are. Heroic brews, again, if she drinks that, will allow her to take 2 attacks as a single action. Will definitely come in handy against the Witch Lord later. And she's got 2 of those, so that might be what ends this pretty quickly. That would be kind of neat. Okay, back down here, we are at Atreus the Wizard, who is standing outside this room. He needs to get in there and try and take out that deep skeleton before it can attack her. 1, 2, 3, 4. They actually don't know if this room is trapped. That's not very smart. Let's just leave him here and have him fire at the skeleton there. It doesn't benefit him to be close range. Atreus fires a blast of energy with his oak wand, hitting the deep skeleton with a critical hit of 2, which the skeleton does not defend. Way to go, Atreus. Okay, it would be the monster's turn, but we actually have no monsters on the board, so we are right back up to Thraken the Barbarian in that hallway. Now there's only one relevant square that could be trapped. Actually, they know, so we don't need to search this room for traps, because if this square had been trapped, I would have had to tell Gramina about it. So in taking the risk, they actually don't need to search this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gets him just up to that door. So he's going to open the door into the blue room. Adjust the camera so you guys can see it a little bit better. As long as I'm not failing to point the camera in the right direction. In this new room, we have a door. And also a skeleton and 2 zombies. There we go. Get the skeleton in here, right here. And then 2 zombies. Where are my regular zombies? Here we go. Oh man, we're getting all the embarrassing paint jobs out of the way tonight. Check out this disaster. Oh yeah. Sure, zombies have shiny green skin. Maybe he fell into some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ooze. I don't know. Again, that job is going to get covered up by the much, much, much better painter, my wife Savannah. Okay, Thraken cannot move anymore, which means he could either shoot at one of those guys or do a search. So search for traps, search for secret doors, or shoot at one of those guys. He's going to shoot at one of those guys. Which guy is it going to be? It's going to be the bottom zombie. He's actually going to shoot at this guy. Come on, get rid of my bad paint job, Thraken. He sets an arrow in his short bow and fires at the zombie, hitting it with a 1. Which it does not defend. Nice, he actually did get rid of it. Savannah says he got into a fight with a block of Jell-O. That is definitely what it looks like. All right, what do we have going on here? We need Paya. Paya is in that room, and that room has not been searched for anything. So trap, secret doors, treasure, or leave. She's going for secret doors, which is a little bit weird. There are no secret doors in that room. Second action, traps, treasure, or leave. King is redraw. 8 is the middle one, which means treasure. What does Paya find? Paya finds a belt discarded on the floor. Inside, a pouch hanging from the belt is 50 gold coins. Not bad, not bad. Puts us up to 1,090 coins. We definitely should have visited the armory. I'm mad at myself that I did not think of that before we got started. Okay, that was both of her turns, or both of her actions. Let's get back up here to get Gramina. I have to imagine that Gramina is at least going to go 1-2. Now, yeah, that's really, she might as well do that. Okay, and then she can attack that skeleton right there. Gramina swings the Spirit Blade at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. The skeleton does not defend. She is continuing to do very good after that first little mishap. Yes, and that brings us back down to Atreus the Wizard in here, who has one more chance to search for traps before he walks into that room, and he is going to do that. There are no traps in there. And then let's have him open that door. There we go. 1 and 2. Means he can open the door into that yellow room. Can we get that camera over that far? Yes, just barely. Now, this is the Witch Lord's tomb room, if you will. This is where the heroes accidentally awoke him last time. So we'll go ahead and stick the tomb in there again. This is, again, the Mage of the Mirror tomb, the one that's just a little bit bigger. Oh yeah. Need to put a floor down, too. Wonder if we did that in the other quest. I usually do. However, there are no monsters in here this time. Now, is Atreus going to walk in here, or is he going to stop right where he's at? He is going to stop right there. He doesn't have actions to do anything, but he's going to stop. Monster's turn. We've got this fancy block of Jell-O zombie going to attack Gramina. The zombie swings a block of jello at the dwarf, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. That was some really hard jello. And I've just literally thrown those dice everywhere. Oh no. Okay, good. They were all pretty quick. And Gramina blocks 1, but gets hit with the other. So now we're gonna have to put some shiny green paint on her as well, I'm afraid. That does, however, take us back to Thraken the Barbarian, hanging out right behind Gramina. And let's see, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna search that blue room for traps or attack that zombie? He's gonna attack the zombie. Is he gonna shoot at it or run in there? Now he's a barbarian, so I feel like he probably prefers close combat. Let's get him in there. 1, 2, 3. Luckily no traps for him to step on in those squares. Thraken swings his broadsword, right? Broadsword? Yes, indeed, broadsword. And hits the zombie with a 1. The zombie blocks the attack. Kind of crazy. Back down here, we are at Paya the monk, who needs to get in to search the Witch Lord's room. 1, 2. Let's just stop her right there. Now, this is another good thing. Savannah says it's the greatest jello fight of the century. Yes, this is a weird thing right here, okay? And this is actually a pretty decent tip for players too. There's no need to search this room for traps unless there is a secret door in here. Now, if you've stepped on that one square and that first square is not trapped, so you've gotten lucky, you actually don't need to step on any other square of the room unless there's a secret door you need to get to. So let's not even include searching for traps in her options, because unless there's a secret door in there, they don't need to know if any other square is trapped. So secret doors or treasure. She's gonna go for treasure. But unfortunately, there is nothing in this room. The tomb is now empty. Because if you guys remember from a couple episodes ago, when they searched this room for treasure last time, they found 300 coins. And that wasn't on the quest map, that was just a random treasure card pull. So yeah, they've gotten plenty out of this room. And that is it for her turn. Back up here, it is Gramina's turn to try and get rid of the jello zombie. She swings the spirit blade and hits the zombie with a 2. The zombie blocks 1, but not the other, turning it into jello itself. So if either one of them were hungry, now would be a good time. Okay, what else is she gonna do? She's still got an action left on her turn, and that room hasn't been searched for a single thing. So, traps, secret doors, treasure, or leave. She is going to go for secret doors because that's the Gramina thing. And luckily, there is one. She actually does manage to reveal a secret door in this room, which probably isn't too surprising because there was a secret door in that exact same spot last time they were here. So she probably knew to search for that. Now the layout's changed, so I guess it wasn't guaranteed to be there. But this time it was. All right, back down here, we are at Treyas the Wizard, who can, from that current position, search that room for secret doors and find none. So again, no reason to search that room for traps. They can go ahead and leave. So let's turn him around and get him moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's see what's going on here in the square. So now he can see a little bit more of this area. I think I am going to go ahead and put down a wall that is up here. Now, theoretically, he can't see that, but that does do that. Bohemian says, I like more how the old EU version ruled secret doors. It's sad that they changed in the US version. That's tickling something in the back of my brain, but I can't quite come up with that. Remind me of what it is you're talking about, Bohemius. I know that at one point I knew this, but I can't quite come up with how it's different. Now, I actually recently changed how I do secret doors, which may be what you're talking about, and I'm just getting all the versions confused in my brain. Used to be, if a hero searched for secret doors, I just treated it like an open door. If they found one, here it is, And here's all the monsters that are in that room. So maybe don't search for secret doors until you've killed the monsters in the current room, because you might just open up a whole nother room of monsters. And I only just recently changed that to just putting another door down. I don't know if Merlin's watching, but he can attest to that. The number of times he accidentally opened a whole nother set of monsters that came after him by searching for secret doors had to have been a little frustrating. Okay, now Atreus has still got some movement left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he could, now he did know that square wasn't trapped, but he's got several options here. He could search this square room for traps, or square corridor rather, or he could go ahead and open that door. I guess he could also search this square area for secret doors. So yeah, let's give him 3 options. Traps in the hallway, secret doors in the hallway, open the door in front of him. He is going to open the door in front of him, which is not an action, so he'll still... actually, he did do it in action and then move, didn't he? So he won't be able to do anything about what's in this room. In the central room, there is another door, and also a deep mummy and a zombie. They're just a regular old zombie, luckily. That is right here. But then we've got the big problem, which is the deep mummy. Which is this guy right here. William says exactly, the door discovered is open and the room is populated, simulating the hero stumbling on a secret lever or hidden panel and triggered. Yeah. And that's the old EU version, is that the doors are immediately open. I might consider going back to that, actually. The reason that I changed it recently was because of the 3D board. So rather than using a tile, it made more sense to just put a door down, and the door is closed right off the bat. But I do kind of like that extra danger better. I could absolutely be convinced to go back to that. Yeah. Yeah. I'd actually kind of forgotten about that, because that was a very recent change. But that might be a good idea. That would definitely be interesting. Okay, Atreus, we've opened up a room full of uh-oh, and he has no actions left to do anything about it. So, it would be foolish to walk in there. It would be foolish to walk in there because he would get attacked by both of those monsters instead of just one. So let's just go ahead and end his movement right there. Yes, because we are going right into the monster's turn. And those are the only monsters left on the board. So one of them is going to come up and attack Atreus. It's going to be the deep mummy. That's unfortunate. 1, 2. Deep monsters are slow, but they have extra bad attack. The mummy swings a fist at Atreus, hitting him with 3. Ouch. Now luckily he has the wizard's cloak, I think, because he defends with 3. He blocks 2 and takes 1. That's about as good as he could have hoped. That drops him to 10 body points. Yeah, I think I might. You know what? I think we might. Let's leave this quest consistent, but maybe starting tomorrow with Keller's Keep, I'll go back to the EU version of the rules, which is what I've played for most of my life. Not necessarily the EU versions of the rules, but that particular rule for most of my life, I've played it like that. If they search for secret doors and find one, it's just an open portal. Yeah. Okay, so that interaction went as good as it could, considering the details. So we are back to Thraken the Barbarian, who is up here in the blue room right here. Is he going to search for traps, search for treasure, or leave? He's going to search this room for traps. It's almost a little late for that, but there are no traps in this room. Second action, treasure or leave. He's going to leave. Okay, which door is he heading out? He's going to head out the top one. 1, 2, 3. He opens this door and finds out here in this hallway a couple of walls, very similar to how this was laid out in the last time we were here, separating the door from the secret door. However, newly in this quest, there are 2 skeletons standing out there. Actually, that may have also been true in the other quest. 2 new skeletons hanging out here. 1 and 2. All right, Thraken, he does not have the actions to do anything about this. Is he going out there, or is he going to stay in the doorway? He's going to go out there. Which guy is he heading up to? He is going to head to the far one, actually. So he's going out there. Luckily, neither of those spaces are trapped. We need to adjust the angle just a little bit here so we can see that better. Hopefully, Grimina will get out there and help him. Okay, back over here. We are at Paya, who is still over here in the yellow room. We need to get her over there to help out Treyas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Paya does not have long range. This is also something I've blocked from the monk class. But she can, if she builds, I think, combat. Is it in combat? She will gain the ability to shoot things essentially from her energy, from her inner energy. So she doesn't have that yet, so unfortunately she cannot do anything further to help. Bohemia says that makes the search of secret doors more dangerous and not just a safe search. Agreed, agreed. And I think adding a little bit of difficulty in that way is good for this particular homebrew too, because I've certainly been accused more than once of making it a little too easy for the heroes, and I feel like it's pretty well balanced for how I like to play, but having those little elements like that aren't a huge deal but might be are, I think, needed. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, moving on from Paya, we are at Grimina. Is there anything left to search in that room? Yeah, nobody searched for treasure yet. And, okay, they're actually not likely to be the last ones in there because Treyas and Paya, when they finish with the central room here, are going to be headed up that way. So it's not a big deal if she doesn't search for treasure. We'll go ahead and include it as a possibility. Is she going to do treasure or go out there to help Thraken? She is going to go out there to help Thraken. So she's leaving a treasure search for either Paya or Treyas when they come up through here. Sorry about the noise there. Gotta shuffle my randomizer deck. We've already gone through all the cards. All right, Grimina, now don't get a 2. This would be a bad place for that. Yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Grimina swings the Spirit Blade at the skeletons, or at one of the skeletons, and hits it with 2. The skeleton does not defend. And back down here at Treyas the Wizard, he is attacking this deep mummy, and we need to determine if this is a good place for his genie spell or his potion of strength, because it's definitely not an easy monster to kill and a monster that hits pretty hard. And we know that he can't use it against the Witch Lord. It's definitely, we should probably card this, because I feel like some player characters would be considering going ahead and using it, knowing that they can't use that on the big boss. He could Tempest it, but I don't know that that's going to be all that big of a help right at the moment. Okay, we'll card it. We'll leave it up to the cards. Is he going to attack it regularly with his staff, cast Genie on it, or use his Potion of Strength to attack it harder? He's going to cast Genie on it. Okay, that's how the cards say. A genie appears at Treyas's call. He directs it at the deep mummy, and it attacks, hitting the deep mummy with a 2, which could kill it if he's lucky. And indeed, the deep mummy does not defend the genie's attack. It is gone. All right, Treyas, that room has not been searched for anything. I still don't think it really makes sense to move in there, but I guess we probably ought to include that as a possibility. So with his other action, traps, search for secret doors, walk in there. He is walking in there. Okay. 1, 2. I mean, he was going to get attacked by that zombie either way. So just what happens sometimes. We do need to make sure to... Okay, I guess I said that they were guaranteed to be going up through that blue room. I guess not. If they actually go down this hallway, that is a totally different route. Yeah, we may actually want to force them down that way. Yeah, we'll have to card that. I'm not sure yet. Okay, monster's turn. Zombie on Atreus. Now this is a regular zombie, so it doesn't hit very hard. The zombie swings its sword, but misses the wizard entirely. Probably not a bad thing. And up here we have a skeleton attacking Thraken. The skeleton swings its scythe, hitting the barbarian with a 1. Well, that's right, Thraken's got Borin's armor. And he blocks, but just barely. All right, we're right back up to Thraken himself, attacking back. Thraken swings his broadsword, hitting the skeleton with a 1. The skeleton does not defend. Very nice. All right, guys, we're out here without any sort of searches going on. Thraken, what are we doing? Searching for traps, searching for secret doors, or moving? He is searching for traps. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and let this apply to the double wide area that he and Grimina are standing in. This tiny little stretch of hallway that leads back to this wall, and also the rest of this hallway all the way up to the corner over there. We're just going to include this as one big area. No traps in that area at all. Okay, back down here to Paya. See if she can get in there to help out with that zombie. 1, 2. Oh, they haven't searched yet. Actually, is she going to search that room for traps before she walks in? Nope. 3, 4, 5, 6. Luckily, none of those squares are trapped. She swings a fist at the zombie, hitting it with a 1. The zombie blocks the attack. She is not doing very good with actually damaging monsters this quest, unfortunately. Back up here to Grimina. We've got a couple actions. Search for secret doors or move. What's she doing? Actually, if we're not going to have the two of them go up to that blue room, let's actually just get this out of the way. We're going to move Grimina slightly back in here and let her search that blue room for treasure, just so that the other two can go down the other hallway and we don't have to waste time sending heroes backtracking through areas to search and make sure there's not places they missed. Okay, let's see what Grimina finds. Set on a fancy wall hanger, you find a fabulous silver sword covered in jewels. As you pick it up, you realize the weight is all wrong and the blade isn't even sharp. The sword is useless, but the jewels on it are worth 50 gold coins. Nice. That puts us up to 1,140 coins. Still kicking myself. We could have bought Thraken a battle axe. We could have got Atreus the redwood wand. I've never forgotten the armory before today. That's a first. That's frustrating. I gotta remember to do that next time. Savannah says it's more of a letter opener, really. Yes. Imagine using a massive sword like the one that the barbarian Mini is holding to open a letter. Okay, and then back down in the other camera is Atreus, who needs to try and get rid of this zombie. He swings his wooden staff, hitting it with a 1. And the zombie does not defend. Clearing the room. Nice. Okay, what do we need? We need to search this room for everything. So traps, secret doors, or treasure. He's going to go for traps first. Probably would have been smarter to search for that when he first walked in. No traps in that room. No monsters on the board, so we are back to Thraken. Did you get the reference? Yes. Oh man, my brain is just not on it tonight. You're gonna have to tell me what it is. I feel like I've got a guess, but I'm not confident enough in the guess to look stupid if I'm wrong. You're gonna have to tell me what it is. Thraken, are we searching for secret doors or moving? I know I already rolled his dice. He's gonna do the secret door search. So again, in that big area that we're seeing there, no secret doors. And then he's gonna go ahead and move. 9, so 1, 2. And in this new hallway, we have 2 doors. One right here. There we go. And another one right here. It's from The Hobbit. Sting, yes. Oh, dang it. Yes. Yep, if I would have guessed, I would have guessed wrong, and I would have felt real dumb. Yeah, absolutely, of course. When they find Sting in the Troll's Cave. Nice, Bohemia's got it. It feels like it's been a while since we watched those movies. We gotta find, I don't know when we're ever gonna have time nowadays, but especially for, 6 extended edition movies. But we need to. Okay, now he did not finish his movement. Okay, he only moved 2 of that 9. So let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Keeping in mind he does not have a second action to do anything about whatever's in this room. But in this room is another door. Hey, this room isn't a false door this time. That's got to be nice. In this room is a skeleton. Right here. A deep skeleton. I'm going to use the Avalon Hell guy so I remember the difference between the two. Right here. And a zombie. There we go. Right here. All right, Thraken. Again, it would be foolish to walk in there. We have no guarantee that Grimina will make it all the way down there to help him, so he doesn't have any other actions. Let's go ahead and leave him right there. So at least he's not going to get surrounded if he walks in there. Back down here, we have Paya, the monk. Secret doors, treasure, or leave. She's going to go for secret doors, and there are none in this room. Okay. Treasure or leave. She's going to do the treasure search as well. Let's see what she finds. A potion of healing. Good. That's definitely nice. They've gotten fairly lucky with the treasure searches on this quest too. Somebody was getting really beat up, right? No, I guess not. I was thinking there was somebody who was kind of low on health. No, they're all right. Okay. We need to go back up to Grimina, who is up there in the blue room, but needs to get down there to help Thraken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. She didn't quite get down there, but she is setting herself up. I have a feeling that the two of them are going to get into trouble before the other two get up there. Back down here, we have Treyas the Wizard. The only thing left to do in this area is leave. Now, it would be worth opening that door up there just so that they can determine if there's a way to go that they don't know about yet. 1, 2, 3. So we'll go ahead and let him open this door, which is going to reveal to them, probably as they suspected, that this just leads up to that secret door that was found where they were. So let's go ahead and use the rest of his movement to go back the other way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, he still has another action. He hasn't done anything other than move, and this hallway around the square has not yet been revealed for anything. So let's see, traps or secret doors. He's going to go traps first, probably smart. And we are going to reveal a couple more walls right here, just so that we can define the searchable area a little bit better. So from this square all the way around that central room and up to this square, there are no traps. Monster's turn. Up there, we've got that whole room full of stuff that could get to Thraken. Which monster is going to go? It's actually, okay, weird. According to the cards, it's the zombie. 1, 2, 3. The zombie swings its cleaver at Thraken, hitting him with a 1. And he blocks the attack, but just barely. Not by much. Right back to Thraken, actually. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to that action. Oops, wrong direction. There we go. Thraken swings his broadsword at the zombie, hitting it with a 1, which the zombie blocks. Okay, he can though search from his current position, either traps or secret doors. It's going to be secret doors, and there are none in that room. Coming back down here, Paya the monk needs to head down where Treyas is going. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she can't take her 5th move, but she can search that same area for secret doors. So the hallway surrounding the central room, no secret doors. Back up here, we are at Gramina, who can go 1 and 2 and at least help out. Now, she won't get the benefit from the Spirit Blade here attacking long range, but at least she can still help in some way. She sets an arrow in her crossbow and fires at the zombie, hitting it with a 2. The zombie blocks one, but not the other. It is dead. There it is. Nice. Okay. That takes care of everything we can do up there right at the moment. Let's come back down to Treyas the Wizard, who is headed around that hallway. Moving 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. No further searching can be done, so that is it. Monster's turn. We have the trouble up here, either the regular skeleton or the deep skeleton, and it is going to be the deep skeleton this time. The deep skeleton swings its scythe at Thraken, hitting him with a 1. That could have been way worse. And he blocks the attack. We're just moving right back on to Thraken. Thraken swings his broadsword at the deep skeleton, hitting it with a 1, which the monster does not defend. Okay, I'd say we're pretty good to go ahead and move into that room now that there's a lot less going on. So is he going to search for traps or walk in there? He's just going to walk in there. Okay, now we also need to determine which path he's going to take. So he's going to walk up to the skeleton, and there is actually a trap near that skeleton. So we need to determine whether he walks on it or not. So first off, let's roll his movement dice. 1. Now is he going to move, let's say, red or black? He's got black, which unfortunately means he stepped on a pit trap. Let's see if he jumps out of the way. He does not. He falls in the pit trap. That is why you always search for traps before you walk into a room. Thraken falls into the pit trap and takes 1 body point of damage. Luckily, that's actually the first damage he's taken this whole quest, so he's still got 10 body points. Ouch. All right, let's see. Paya the monk. She is down here, and she is headed round the hallway. Does she have something that allows her to move faster? No, I always think that. Well, I get that mixed up with Tidal Surge, which means she can move a little bit, take an action, and then move some more. For some reason, I always think that means she can move extra, but no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. In this new area, nothing further to show, and nothing further can be searched. So we were moving back up here to Gramina, who can maybe be a little bit less dumb about walking into that room. 1. Now, is she going to search for traps? Although, she's a lot less likely to step in one than Thraken because of her Trapsmith ability. She is also not searching for traps, which is fine. No traps on any of those squares. She swings the Spirit Blade at the skeleton, but misses. Oh no. Gramina, we're close to the boss room. Don't start missing again. All right, and that brings us back down to Treyas the Wizard, who is down here. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking down this new hallway, he sees a wall. Is he going to stop right here and search for traps? No, he is not. Where did I move him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Luckily, none of those squares are trapped. However, he can do some searching now that he's down here. Is it going to be traps or secret doors? Secret doors. He just doesn't care about traps. He's like, whatever. No secret doors in that hallway either. Monster's turn. Up here we have that skeleton who has resisted attacks so far, and that monster cannot attack Zargon while he's in a pit trap, so he is going to default to Grimina. The skeleton swings its scythe, hitting Grimina with a 1. She does block. Okay, that gives us Zargon. Now Zargon does have a toolkit, but honestly there's not a huge amount of point in disarming that trap. It is avoidable, but they don't know if there are any other ones in the room. So is he going to search this room for traps before he moves on any other squares? No, he is not. So let's basically just crawl him out of there and go 1, 2. Luckily neither of those squares are trapped so that he can attack the skeleton. Zargon swings his broadsword, hitting the skeleton with a 2. And the skeleton does not defend. Nice. Okie dokie. We're getting somewhere with these two. They're not moving fast, but they're getting somewhere. Paya the Monk is going to move. 1, 2, 3. Is she going to search for traps? Nope. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and she can't take her 9th movement. She might as well search for traps now that she's here, and there aren't any, but they didn't know that. All right, and back up here, we are now at Grimina. Is she going to search for traps or treasure, or leave? She's going for traps. And that 1 pit trap is the only trap in the room. Way to go, Zargon. You stepped on the only trap that wasn't really even in the way. Good job. Second action, treasure or leave. She's leaving. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. She opens the door into this room, which we definitely need to make sure is on camera. You know what? We can handle everything with the other camera now, I think. Let's actually move this camera out of the way. And we're going to push this camera up to that room, because this camera can get closer without pushing back up. In this room, Bohemius, do you know what's in this room? I'm curious. Do you remember what's in this room? We have...
Is it jello?
It's Jello. Yeah. A throne, which probably gives it away. This is the Rise of the Dread Moon / Mage of the Mirror throne, so it's got the neat kind of elven architecture on it. Throne in the room. There is a zombie in the room. Oh, neat. It's going to be the Spirit Queen's Torment zombie. So the translucent zombie mini from the Spirit Queen's Torment pack is in this room. There are 2 mummies in this room. Oh, look at that. We're going to get the translucent mummy from the Spirit Queen's Torment pack, too. Cookies! Yes, you're absolutely right. Got a couple of mummies here. A good old Milton Bradley mummy and the Spirit Queen's translucent mummy. We'll go ahead and stick that one in Grimina's face. And last but certainly not least, the Witch Lord himself, newly painted on last night's stream. Check out all the details. I definitely like the purple robes better than the red robes in the picture. They're a little bit less dramatic, maybe. Hanging out right here. And apparently, the Witch Lord has cookies. What kind of cookies? Are they chocolate chip? Are they raisin? Yeah. I like oatmeal raisin cookies. Ooh, thin mint cookies. I wouldn't kill the Witch Lord if he had thin mint cookies, would you? I feel like it'd probably be a bad idea. This is a surprisingly short quest. You know what? We're at the boss room, and there's not many other rooms, or any other rooms, now I think about it. And it's 1:30. Are we gonna end tonight's quest really, really early? That'll be crazy. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. What did Gramina searched for traps and then moved? So she actually can't do anything about this mummy that's right in her face, which really sucks because that means that before they can even try to take out one of these monsters, the Witch Lord's going to get a turn. Ooh. Okay. Treyas, though. Oh, that's right. Not on that camera. Uh-oh. There we go. Treyas is down here. 8, he's moving. Now he knows he's got a little bit of a, he needs to hurry it up. 1, 2, 3. However, standing in his way in this hallway is another skeleton. Not a serious threat, but still a hindrance. He also does not know if that square right in front of him is trapped, but he can circumvent that by firing from his current position. Treyas sends a blast of energy from his wand at the skeleton, but misses. Just to add some drama. Monster's turn. We're already pointing down here. Let's take care of this. The skeleton swings its scythe at Treyas. Didn't really get that. Good. There we go. Oh, it also misses. So both Treyas and the skeleton need glasses. What are you going to do? Up here in this room, we've definitely got trouble. So let's start off with the easy one. The mummy right in Gramina's face swings a fist at the dwarf. Ouch, hitting her with a critical hit of 3. She defends one of those 3, taking 2 body points of damage, which drops her to 5 points. Probably not good. Now, we also have a clear path to Thraken. Now, undead monsters are slow, but let's definitely send these other guys out. Bohemian says, which is the next book in your campaign? Keller's Keep is next. So we're going to be starting that one tomorrow. 1, 2, the zombie opens the door. 3, 4, 5. We'll also send this mummy out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe we'll send it to start to block the other hallway. And then the Witch Lord himself is going to cast a spell. Now, he has several spells. He's actually got more spells than he did in the quest we did with him a couple of nights ago. He's got all of these, which again, we are going to randomize as long as the spell makes sense. So he does have one in there that is not going to help him right at the moment until some of these monsters start to die. So we're just going to draw a card. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells. So King is going to be a redraw, but everything else will be doubled. So we got a 4. So we'll say this card is 1, 2. This card is going to be 3, 4. So it's going to be this card, whatever it is. Fear. So Gramina is currently the only hero in his line of sight. So he is going to be casting Fear on Gramina, which is definitely bad because she's the only one in the party who can do any damage to him. So let's hope that she will be able to throw this off. This spell causes any one hero to become so fearful that they may only use 1 attack dice. This spell can be broken on a future turn by the hero rolling 1 movement dice for each of their mind points. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. So notice that she can't roll immediately to throw this off. We have to wait to her turn. How many mind points does she have? 6. Okay, she's got actually a really good chance of throwing this off, which is good. Has she been building her education? How does she have so many points? Yes, she has actually built her education. Okay, so we'll get some dice ready for that when it's her turn. And honestly, I mean, that was a... William says, great, it's going to be Orcs time. Yes, we have also included the Forsaken Tunnels of Zorzel. So that will actually be what we're starting with tomorrow night, is the Forsaken Tunnels of Zorzel, which I just put into the Keller's Keep pack rather than it being a separate thing. Yeah. So that was kind of a smart strategic move by the Witch Lord. However, it could have been way worse from a damage point of view. He could have hit her really bad, and instead he didn't. So at least there's that. All right, back to the heroes. It is Thraken the Barbarian's turn. Now, there is nothing he can do to help Gramina other than try and keep as many monsters as possible away from her so that she can focus on the Witch Lord. So let's get him moving. Now, nobody searched for treasure in that blue room, but unfortunately, 1, 2, he only got 2. Now, I think what we're going to do then, he's still got line of sight to that mummy. Let's go ahead and have him shoot. So, Thraken puts an arrow in his bow and fires at the mummy. Oh, but misses. 3 black shields. I feel like statistically that should not happen. 3 black shields on 3 dice. That's ridiculous. Okay, so his turn was kind of wasted. Paya the monk. Does she have anything that can help us in our predicament? Not really. Does she have anything that lets her move through monsters? I don't think so. She can jump over a trap without springing it. No, she sure doesn't. That is unfortunate. Okay, viewers watching, we've got some people watching. Let me know what you think about this. She has a monk skill, this character right here, that allows her to move a little, take an action, and then do the rest of her move. Can she move and stand on Treus's head, attack the skeleton, and then move back off of Treus's head? 2 heroes cannot occupy the same space, but she wouldn't be ending her turn occupying that space. Is that too cheaty? I'll leave that up to you guys. Yes or no, can she do that? Or is that too cheaty? Either way, we're gonna go ahead and let her move. So she would have enough movement to go 1, 2, 3, 4, attack the skeleton, and then 5, whoops, 5, unless she killed the skeleton, in which case she could just keep going that way. I don't know, I feel like that could go either way. I'm on the fence, and I wouldn't be mad about either outcome. Okay. 1 out of 216. Oh, that's the, okay, Bohemia says that was the odds of rolling 3 black shields on 3 dice, I imagine. I was super confused there for a second. Yes. What do you think? We've got 4 viewers in the chat right now. What do you guys think? I'm on the fence here. Should we let Paya temporarily stand on Treus's head to attack that skeleton? I mean, she wouldn't literally be standing on his head in real life. If we're using the thing that allows her to move a little bit, take an action, and then finish her move. Can she do that, or is that too cheaty? Bohemia says yes. Anybody else? Okay, throw your thoughts in the chat if you haven't already. We're gonna do it, but there's time to make an argument against it. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna put her right here. By the way, she is, if we're doing this, using her Tidal Surge, which is the element of water, which, as I mentioned, allows her to move a little bit, take an action, and then finish her movement. Okay, we're going with what Bohemia said. She is then able to throw a punch at that skeleton, hitting it with a 1, which does kill it. In which case, she can continue her movement. Let's see, she went 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5, 6, and 7. I hope I did that movement right. Actually, I'm not 100% confident that movement was done right, but either way. There's only 1 square off if it was off. Okay. Gramina. She's got to be the star of the show here. We can't have her being too scared to attack anybody, so she has got to throw this fear spell off. She gets to roll 1 movement dice for each of her mind points, which luckily is a good amount, 6 mind points. So I'm going to roll 6 dice into the dice cam, and if one of these is a 6, she's thrown this fear spell off. Okay, yes, we did get a 6, but only on 1 of those dice, so that was actually kind of close. We're going to keep those dice on hand because the Witch Lord has some other stuff that he can, ouch, do. Sorry about that, I just slammed my knee right into the table. Oh boy, that felt good. Okay, Gramina. Now that she has thrown off the fear spell, she can attack the mummy in front of her. Bohemia says, because you don't have diagonal weapon, otherwise I would have said no. Okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. We for sure would not have let her do that if she had to end her movement there. So there's no reason ever that two heroes should occupy the same square. But because she was only passing through it, I think it's on there. But yeah, no diagonal weapons. Grimina swings the Spirit Blade at the mummy, hitting it with a 3. Oh, that's a good comeback hit. And it doesn't defend a thing. She has killed it. Awesome. We're getting a cinematic ending here at least. Okay, Grimina, are we going to search that room for traps? Actually, no, I don't think it's smart for her to search for traps. She ought to run up right to the Witch Lord. Because of her trapsmith, I would have to tell her if she's about to step on one, which means she can circumvent it, and it means that she's not going to be wasting a turn. She can just get in there right up to him. 1, 2, and 3. She was never adjacent to a trap at any point there. She can't do anything else, but she is in position to start hitting this guy. Okay, this brings us to Trace. Okay, Trace the Wizard, who is just barely on camera. He's in the bottom right corner, right over here. Let's get him moving. Now, what does he have left spell-wise? He's got a lot of healing, so it would be really beneficial for him to get within sight of Grimina. You know what? I do think that before we do anything, I am going to let Grimina drink her potion of warmth. Now, this has some specific stuff that it does for a book way later on, but it does also restore 1 single body point if it's not in effect for anything else. And I think that would actually be beneficial to her because she's down to 5. So we're going to let her drink that, and that's going to put her back up to 6. So the Witch Lord theoretically shouldn't be able to one-shot kill her. Now we'll go ahead and let Trace move. He rolled garbage. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, nobody searched for traps down this hallway. They should probably do that. He doesn't have any other spells that will help him specifically right at the moment. So let's go ahead and do that. Traps or secret doors. He's going for traps in that hallway, and there are none. Monster's turn. We've got some more uh-oh to happen here. First off, let's get this zombie. 1, 2, 3, over to Thraken. The zombie swings its dagger at the barbarian, hitting him with a critical hit of 2. He blocks 1, but not the other. This drops him to 9 body points. We also have a mummy up here, which is headed down towards Paya and Trace. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it doesn't quite get there, but it's on the way. And then, of course, we have the Witch Lord. Now, because I changed the Hero Quest rules on what heroes can do during their turn. Normal Hero Quest, you have 2 actions, but one of them has to be movement. And then all of the other things that you can do, you can just do one of those things as your second action. Or your first action and then move, either way. I changed that to be, you can take any 2 actions on the list on your turn. Since I did that for heroes, I also gave that to monsters, which means that the Witch Lord can attack her close range and still cast a spell, which means, theoretically, he could still kill her. I've just remembered we should have let her keep that potion of warmth, because if she had died, she could have drank that as an emergency. That was dumb. Should have kept that. Okay, first off, the Witch Lord swings with 5 dice. So he does not mess around. The Witch Lord swings his staff at Grimina, hitting her with a 2. Good, that could have been way worse. See, she does not block either one of them, though. This drops her to 4 body points. And then he is going to cast a spell. He has 5 left. I'm going to random draw to see which one he takes. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Command. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, it's a good thing, again, she's got 6 mind points. We are, however, going to do this the way Bohemia suggested last time. So we did a weird command, and then we're going to fix this. This spell puts any one hero under the spellcaster's control. The spell can be broken immediately or on a future turn by the hero rolling 1 movement dice for each of their mind points. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. So this means she gets to try and throw this off right away. But if she does not throw it off, she's going to go ahead and move as a monster right now. So let's go ahead and roll. She needs a 6 on one of these dice. Okay, again, she got lucky. Those extra mind points are definitely coming in handy. If he had cast that on Thraken, we'd have a big problem because he'd have a real bad problem throwing that off, and he's a very strong hero to have attacking the other heroes. Luckily, Grimina got lucky. In both of those things, throwing that off and not getting hit very hard. Okay, back to Thraken, who's also on camera. He swings his broadsword at the zombie, hitting it with a 2. It does not defend. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get the treasure search out of the way since we've got all of the threats covered right at the moment. The Witch Lord can definitely throw, a bunch more monsters at us, but right now things are kind of chill. So let's go ahead and get him treasure searching. See what he finds. A wandering monster. Okay, well, you know what? What we needed was another mummy, I think. Okay, so Thraken has found another mummy who jumps out and immediately attacks him, throwing a bandaged fist at the barbarian and hitting him with a 1. Which he blocks. All right, moving back over here to Paya. Yeah, I tried to switch the camera, but she's on camera. As long as she can get up there. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Now, Mummy is no joke, and she doesn't hit very hard. Now would be a good time for her to use her Strength of the Mountain. This is her element of Earth, and again, it's knocking out 2 cards here. But this Strength of the Mountain allows her to roll 2 additional attack dice on an unarmed attack. Using this element does not count as an action. The attack will, but using the element does not. Now all of her attacks are unarmed, so this is going to give her 4 attack dice against this mummy. She swings a strengthened fist at the mummy, hitting it with a 2. Which it does not defend. Good, we saved all of the tricks for last. But the Witch Lord is almost sure to cast Summon Undead before this is all said and done. However, it is Grimina's turn, so let's see what's going to happen because he's only got 4 body points, so if she drinks a Heroic Brew, it would be within the line of reasoning that she could one-shot him. Or one-shot between the 2 attacks. Let's do it. We're going to start Grimina's turn by having her drink one of her Heroic Brews, which allows her to attack twice as a single action. So she's going to get 2 attacks on this guy. She swings the Spirit Blade at the Witch Lord. Oh wow, and hits him with a critical hit of 4. You can't make this up. This is why this is on camera, because people wouldn't believe that I didn't rig this somehow. She's hit him with a critical hit of 4. If he doesn't defend anything, she didn't even need the Heroic Brew. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I hope that's not what happens. That's gonna be a little anticlimactic if he doesn't block any of these. No way. No way. Okay. I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. She one-shot the final boss of the book like it was nothing? Guys, what do we do here? Do we allow this, or do as the dungeon master, do I say, oh, actually, the Witch Lord has a couple extra body points? Because that is insane. 4 dice, skull on every single one. He defends with 6. Skull on every single one. Not a single shield, white or black. By the rules of the game, he's dead. Wow, I mean, that is, I'm in shock. I am completely in shock. That should not, by the rules, that shouldn't happen, but there it was. You just watched it happen. Grimina, the hero that we have relentlessly made fun, or I shouldn't say we, that I have relentlessly made fun of since the first quest she went on, gave her the Spirit Blade almost as a joke, and she's one-shot like what's supposed to be the hardest monster they've fought so far. She drank a Heroic Brew and didn't even need it. One-shot. Okay. Well, I guess the Witch Lord's dead. Or is he? For now. Gosh, I mean, oh my, I hate to stick around on it for too long, but that is just the furthest thing from what I expected to happen. That is insane. Okay, well, she has a second action. This room hasn't been searched for anything. I guess let's continue. Trap, secret doors, or treasure. She's gonna go for traps, and there is indeed one more trap in that room. A very avoidable pit trap right in the doorway. And it is now Treyas's turn. Oops, I'm switching cameras and I don't need to. What does he even need to do? I guess he just needs to get up there. They need to get rid of that mummy that's in that other room. Oh, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So nothing he can do right there. Are you guys as in shock as I am? Because that's wild. If I hadn't just said that he had 4 body points, I might have just pretended he had more than that, if I'm being honest. Because that's not, I mean, I don't know. I'm tempted to say it's not very satisfying, but maybe it is. I don't know. Is it? Again, we talked about Gramina having a character arc. That's a character arc that's pretty satisfying. This character that everybody underestimated, or again, I'm trying to include you all in this, that I underestimated, just having this insanely powerful moment. That was so almost unfair that I'm gonna let this mummy attack Thraken even though it shouldn't. We're doing it. This mummy is getting a second attack because it's probably not gonna make a big difference. The mummy swings a fist at the barbarian, hitting him with a 1. Yeah, it's not even gonna hit him, is it? And he blocks, yeah. Wow. Okay, right back to Thraken. We just need to get rid of this mummy and have somebody search the Witch Lord's room for treasure, and that's it. Okay, Thraken swings his broadsword, hitting the mummy with a 2. And the mummy doesn't defend. There was a black shield there for a second, but one of the other dice knocked it over. Jeez. And that room's been tapped. That was the treasure search. Paya. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she can't take the 5th movement. Nothing further to search for in this area, so it is Gramina again, which means, okay, she needs to do either secret doors or treasure. She's doing the treasure search. And she is actually going to find something that happened. When the Witch Lord is defeated, he vanishes in a puff of foul black smoke. When the smoke clears, the heroes will hear the tinkle of metal skittering across the floor. On the floor, they find the spell ring artifact, which the Witch Lord was wearing. So now Gramina's just found this spell ring. She can't use it. She needs to give it to a magic user. Might as well go to Treyas. I mean, he's the one that's here. So we'll go ahead and stick that on his character sheet. And that's it. That's wild. That's it for the quest. That's the biggest surprise that could have possibly happened for me. That is not even a little tiny bit how I expected that to go. Okay, let's do some cleanup, and then we've got the conclusion of Book 1 to read. That is going to set us up to start Book 2 tomorrow. So first off, I'm going to clean up some unused spells and skills. And all our monk stuff over there. There we go. Get all of the cards. Put the dread spells away. We're going to put the Witch Lord away for now. Oh, okay. I will give him to you then. Bohemia says that teaches him to cast Summon Undead. Exactly. He should have done that first turn. He might have survived a little longer. Gosh. I'm still in shock. I mean, wow. You guys, I've lost the word that I'm searching for here. If I make fun of her again, you guys in the chat need to tell me to shut up firmly, because that was, I mean, that's got to be one of the most insane moves that I've ever seen in all the years that I've been playing this game. Now, it's not the first time I've seen a character one-shot the Witch Lord, but I actually beefed his stats up because one of the times when Merlin and I were playing, he also had a character one-shot the Witch Lord, and I was like, well, that shouldn't happen. We need to beef this guy up to make sure that doesn't happen. And it still did. Wow. Okay, so when heroes survive a quest, we get a couple of things. Mentor awards each surviving hero with 50 coins, so we get an extra 200. That's going to put us up to 1,340 coins. Yeah. They also get 2 skill set points, which have to be spent immediately. They can have 6 categories here. Each category's got 10 levels. All of the character classes benefit from those 10 levels differently. There's not a reward for every single level, but there's always something good for maxing something out. So, Thraken. Gosh, I don't even want to do the kind of conclusion about talking about how each hero did, because it's just so insane that nothing that any of them did could possibly match up to Gramina pulling the move of the century. Okay. Let's see what Thraken's first point is going to be. He is putting it into Constitution level 3. Constitution increases your body points. 3 isn't anything, but 4 is. His second point is going to go into Education level 3. Excuse me, Education increases your mind points. And again, 3 is nothing, but 4 is. Justin says, I fell asleep and I missed the death blow. You wouldn't freaking believe it. Man. Where is Gohan? It's too bad Gohan wasn't in here tonight, because he would have been falling off of his chair. As much of a Gramina cheerleader as Gohan is. Justin, if you didn't see it, I assume you're not rewinding at the moment to find it. Gramina walked into that room with the Witch Lord and one-shot him. Just, I mean, one hit, critical hit, 4 skulls, he rolls 6 defense dice, not a single black shield, dead immediately. Absolutely insane. Okay, Paya. I mean, if I had to pick a hero that did the worst, I guess Paya is that, but that's not even really that big of a criticism. She was still useful to the quest, but she was definitely lagging a little bit in as far as the damage department is concerned. Her first point tonight is going to be Combat level 3, which for the monk is an increase in base defense. So she's going up to 3 base defense, which means she's also going up to 3 defense dice. That will be very helpful for her. And her second point is going to go into, combat level 4. Good, I think she gets something for every level of combat. Yes, that is an additional increase in base defense. So she is actually going up to 4 defense dice now, which will be very helpful for her. She's still pretty weak in the attack department, but that will start building now too. Okay, we'll put her aside for now. Gramina. Do I need to say anything? Justin says Gramina brought the table and put the Witch Lord right through it. Yeah. Yeah, she really did.
Some wrestling move right there.
Yeah. She pulled a table out of her backpack and just smashed it over his head. And even though he may not have been hurt by that on a normal day, he was so baffled that a hero would have that kind of gall that he was like, no, you know what? I'm done. Yeah. Why? Oh my gosh. Okay. Gramina's first point is going to go to Education level 4, which gives her a 7th mind point. Again, she is making sure that people cannot take a hold of her. That served her extremely well in that fight. The Witch Lord cast 2 controlling spells on her, and she was able to throw both of them off immediately thanks to that number of mind points. So an extra mind point makes a lot of sense. Her second point then is going to go into Combat level 2, which is nothing for her, but level 3 is going to increase her base defense. I mean, hero of the realm right here. I mean, geez. She just became the MVP. Atreus the Wizard was set up really well to help heal, and it just wasn't needed. I never in a million years would have guessed. But yeah, that's where we are. Didn't even need him, yeah. His first point is going to be combat level 3. They're going for combat this time. Let's see, for a wizard, combat 3 is nothing. He's not going to start getting stuff until level 5 there. And his second point is, yep, going to be combat level 4. So he's really interested in boosting his combat skills, clearly. Wow, okay. Well, let's grab that conclusion and see what happens. Now, if you guys remember, during the quest text at the beginning, we were told that the Emperor was going to gather up the Imperial army and go fight Zargon's army. Justin says, well, at least I know I won't fall asleep through tomorrow's quest. Yeah, that would be interesting. Might make for some interesting content. So essentially, the heroes tonight were going to make sure that the Witch Lord couldn't rout the Emperor's army from behind. Okay, so this is the conclusion to our first book, The Coming Storm. This is from Mentor. You have done well, and yet it seems your task has hardly begun. Dark clouds gather at the Empire's borders. The Emperor rode with his army to Blackfire Pass, the perilous mountain route leaking the Empire to the eastern swamps. Though the Emperor wore the Star of the West, the Elven and Dwarven armies did not appear. They did not believe Zargon to be returned. The Imperial army stood alone. They drew up their battle lines on the grassy plains at the foot of the mountain road and waited. Ere nightfall, the sky darkened and a great wind arose. Spine-chilling shrieks and howls echoed from the mountaintops, terrifying horses and filling man and woman alike with fear. Then came the first assault. Pouring down the mountainside as though it was a gentle slope rather than an almost vertical cliff, the hordes of Zargon fell upon the Empire's defenders. Like a black wave they came, but the lines held, and it seemed we would win the day. But then came Zargon's magic. He stood high on a ridge overlooking the battlefield and unleashed terrible magic. Lightning flashed from his fingertips and exploded among the defenders. Our lines were breached in a dozen places at once, and the enemy howled in delight. Then came the Doom Guard, Zargon's elite force of dread knights. Our army broke and ran. Only the Emperor's personal guard held their ground, and many sacrificed their lives to ensure his safe retreat. Zargon's horde has chased the Emperor and the remnants of his army across the land to the World's Edge Mountains in the west. The remnants of the army are now holed up in the ruins of Carrick Varn, the ancient dwarven stronghold. They do not have provisions for a long siege, however, so we must act swiftly if we are to save the Emperor and his army. There is yet another evil to be confronted as well. Although I briefly felt the presence of the Witch Lord disappear after you defeated him at Barak Tor, I am quite certain he has survived. He must have magic I had not foreseen, and has been protected from the Spirit Blade. I believe he has fled to the ruins of Kalos at the northern edge of the Black Mountains. He was sorely wounded, but soon he will have recovered enough to lead the undead against us once more. Prepare for future quests, my friends. The Empire has great need of you. I myself cannot act against these dangers, for I must find a way to weaken Zargon's powers so that we may defeat him. Until we meet again, my friends, farewell. And that ends our first book. So really, we are just getting started into this campaign. This book was made up of a lot of kind of fetch quests, if you will. Again, as I've said at the beginning of most of these episodes, this was the heroes building their strengths so that they can become worthy opponents of the Dread Lord Zargon. And now it's time to start kind of taking out the things that he has at his disposal to get rid of the Empire and take over the land. Of course, first, we gotta go rescue the Emperor. Now that he's got himself stuck in an ancient dwarven stronghold, we need to find a new way in there to get him and whatever's left of the Imperial army out of there. And that is going to be tomorrow night we are going to immediately jump straight into the second book, which is called Keller's Keep. And even more exciting than that, we are tomorrow night going to have our very first in-person guest controlling the heroes. Justin Pollitt is actually going to be here in person tomorrow night playing the very first quest of Keller's Keep. So I'm super excited to have that, see how all of that goes, and test all of our new equipment and get into the second book. This is just going to get more and more interesting from a story standpoint, and I am super excited. I have done Keller's Keep quite a few times. I've done Return of the Witch Lord quite a few times, but everything after that I've only ever done once, or some of the later stuff I've never done ever. So I'm really getting excited to get into that stuff. So I hope you guys are excited for that too. Real quick before we leave, I'm seeing we also have Moonstone's shapeshift form done. Ooh, nice. Let's pull up a camera here. Here we go. So now our bear form for Moonstone is painted. Not a terribly complicated paint job, I imagine, but still nice.
Looks better in real life than the camera.
Yeah, the camera's not quite doing all of the different highlights justice.
Yeah.
Justin says, people never believe when evil returns. Denial is baked into all groups of people. Yeah, that's for sure. We actually almost have all the heroes painted. It's Thraken and Robert Tylan left, I think, right? Cool. Well, until we start getting more, because, you know, there's more heroes added to the ranks. Just about every book adds at least one. Okay, you guys know the drill for ending out. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight, and all of you that have tuned in at any point for the previous episodes for this first book. Again, we've got so many ideas for this channel, and we are really looking forward to starting to implement some of those, getting into the later storylines in this first campaign, creating new storylines for a new campaign. All that sort of stuff is just absolute. My mind is going absolutely nuts, and most days I have to actively stop myself from just digging my hands into it immediately. So thank you guys sincerely for supporting this and watching this. It's super late at night for a lot of you, I imagine, and so again, I appreciate you guys staying up. Justin Pollitt in particular, this channel owes you a lot. You've been pushing this just as much as we have. You've been doing our YouTube shorts. You're in here on streams even when you should be sleeping. So thanks for that, sincerely. And thanks you to all of you. Bohemius, thanks for the great chats tonight as well. Hope you got your Frozen Horror started and looking good. Looking forward to checking that out. We will see you guys tomorrow night for the opening quest of our second book, Keller's Keep. And of course, don't forget, we are going to have Justin Pollitt here in person controlling the heroes for that quest. And we're really looking forward to getting into that. We will catch you all then. Until then, thanks one more time for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.